full prediction for Raul Rojas Jr. versus Rob Font. I watch each of these fighters' last 3 fights, so you don't have to. So if you guys like content like this, where you can just pretty much screenshot this and use the information for yourself, plus I'm going to give you a full breakdown and prediction, please hit that follow or subscribe button depending on where you're at. Raul Rojas Jr. pros. Pressure fighter, very strong grappling. Ground control is very good. Once he gets opponents down, he's pretty good at keeping them there. Now, striking has improved since he's gotten into the UFC. He has learned to be higher volume and also throw a lot of combinations. Now, he has nice footwork when he's being pressured, which means he knows how to exit well and cut angles around the cage so that he can get away from somebody who's pressuring him. And ultimately, he is a tough fighter. I don't know if you guys remember in his last fight, he was caught in a Darce choke. It was very, very, very tight. He was able to survive that. You can see that he's not going to quit on himself like some other fighters in the UFC, which I do really like about him. As far as cons, he does throw blind combinations, which means he does leave himself open for counters often, and he does leave his head just there to be jabbed. And when I talk about Rob Font, you're going to see one of his main weapons is going to be his jab. So I do think that Rob Font's going to have success there. And if you take a look at his Christian Rodriguez fight, when he is fighting someone who is very talented and experienced, they do weigh on his gas tank, especially when the pressure of the fight is a little high. Granted, that fight was 2 years ago, but at the same time, I do think that patterns do kind of remain the same with UFC fighters at times. So I do worry here that with the pressure of Rob Font, Raul Jr. might kind of fade a little bit. As far as Rob Font, he does have good takedown defense when he's not being wild or putting himself out there too much. When he's being too aggressive, his takedown defense can be a little suspect. But when he keeps himself composed like his regular self, and he uses a little bit of a higher IQ, he can have good takedown defense. And if he does get taken down, he could get up. He also applies heavy pressure, very powerful jab. It's probably his best weapon. And he's also a very accurate striker. Now, as far as cons, is he can get very wild on his feet. He can leave himself open to a lot of counters, and he also has a very limited kicking game. He is very head heavy, but I do think I have to go with my gut here. Initially, I was all over Raul Rojas Jr., but my gut is telling me that the pressure might be a little too much for him. Rob Font, I believe this is a slight step down in competition from David Martinez, which he did put up a good fight against. I believe the pressure might be a little too much. I believe he is going to be able to defend the takedowns, and the more pressure that he brings, the more that it may weigh on Raul Rojas Jr.'s gas tank. So this is not a fight I'll be betting on, but I'm going to slightly lean Rob Font's way. Very close fight.